Hi and welcome to Easy Camp. Here we're going to give you some hints and some tips on how to pitch and pack away the Silverstone tent from our Moto Tour collection. Once we've laid the fly sheet out, what we're going to do is attach it to the vehicle. There are various different ways of being able to do this, and we'll just talk you through these now. So here you can see what we supply with the tent to enable you to attach it to the vehicle in various ways. We have the steel pole here, which is pre-attached from one side to the other for the pole sleeve on the tent. We also then have the clamps here, which can be used with this steel pole onto a J-rail on the vehicle if there is one. And then we also have the two guy lines which can be attached as well. So we'll just start off by showing you the steel pole. As I say, nice and easy to put together with it being pre-attached. And then you'll find that we have the pole sleeve just here for it to go through. So then what we could do is we can take the clamps that I mentioned before. These can then be attached to the steel pole, and then as I say, if the vehicle does have a J-rail, then obviously we can then attach these clamps on there. The second way of using the steel pole is if you have the sucker clamps, which can then be attached to the vehicle and then attached to the pole as well. Again, these are actually sold separately. Obviously you would use the pole that we supply with the tent. What we can then do is take these clamps and pop them onto the bars like so. Just to point out, these clamps are sold separately. Now all we need to do is just lift and then use the clamps to attach it to the vehicle. Another way of attaching it to a vehicle is with the use of the beading along the back here, which you can see is already pre-attached onto the fly sheet. And this would be used on any vehicle that already has a figure of 8 rail attached to it. The final way is the way that we're going to attach this particular tent to this particular vehicle. You can see this vehicle only has roof bars on top here, so we're just going to take the Velcro straps, which again are pre-attached, we'll attach it on there, and then we'll attach our guy lines onto the side and take them across the back. So once we've attached the tent to the vehicle, we're just going to take the poles out and lay these into place, ready for assembly. So when assembling the poles, you'll find it's really easy because each pole has been pre-attached from one side through to the other with the shock cord here. So we'll just put these through and show you what to do next. So what we'll do is just take the fiberglass poles and we're just going to pop these through the pole sleeves and insert the ring and pin to hold them in place, and then the steel poles are going to go inside to keep the whole shape of the tent. Once you've got the poles ring and pinned into place, we're just going to take the clips on the side here and attach them on to the frame. Now all we're going to do is just walk the tent forward into position and peg the front corners. Once we've pegged the front, we're just going to peg around the side of the tent as well. Now we're going to take the steel support poles and just put them into place on the inside. Once the poles are in place, we can just take the ground sheet in and put that into place. So the final thing to do is just to take out all of the guy lines and peg them into place, but an important point here is just to make sure that you drop the door back down before doing so. When it comes to packing away the tent, a good idea here is just to make sure that it's as dry as possible when you're putting it away. If it is going to be wet, then just make sure to dry it as soon as you can when you get home. What we'll do now is just show you how to fold this up to get it back into the bag. So that was all of our hints and tips for pitching and packing away the Silverstone tent from the Motor Tour collection. Thanks very much for watching.